Jodie, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Quick rise over the last 18 months.
Yeah.
Talk us through it.
It's been a bit of a crazy ride, to be honest. 18 months, wow. Now I think about it, it's, through the levels, I think. So 18 months ago, I was playing at step 4 of the women's pyramid in England for Foxes. And then literally since there, year upon year, month upon month, literally just rose every single time, and then ended up championship, which was crazy, with Coventry. And then now I'm here.
So talk us through the main differences between step 4, then to Coventry, and then into professional football.
I think the main difference is obviously professionalism, expectations from both yourself and from the clubs that you're playing for. In the lower levels, I think a lot of it is on you. The onus is on you of how hard you are working outside of football, because you're only training once, maybe twice a week. At Coventry it was 3 times, obviously a little bit different because the expectation's higher. But the actual physical playing, the tactics are better, the pace is faster, you just know that you're playing against better players because, for example, just like their touch is better, stuff like that. You can't afford to make a mistake. In step 4, if you make a mistake, you're not always going to get punished, but the higher you go, you make a mistake, there's a chance that you're going to get seriously punished.
So you were at Coventry for, what, 7 months?
About 6-7 months, yeah.
Did you realise how many people were keeping an eye on you during that 6-7 months? Did you realise how well you were performing?
No, not at all. I didn't. Well, to be honest, I didn't know what was thought of me there. I didn't know what the players thought of me, fans or anything, because, I just didn't know. But there was one session that Joe Potter did, which I still think was a really, really good session. Was she asked us to sit down in a group of 3, and we would tell each player what we thought of them, what we thought their strengths were. And listening to what the girls thought of me, I was just like, wow, I didn't think that at all, because me personally, I'm sure every player's the same. You're your harshest critic, aren't you? You never quite get to the expectation that you set yourself. And I didn't know what people thought of me. I didn't know if I was doing well. And then in the first 2 months, I managed to get the Fans Player of the Month award, which was just, I was proper shocked. I think I swore straight away as soon as she said my name. I didn't expect it at all. But it's quite impressive to actually know now what they thought of me there.
So coming up here in January, did you realise how big the club were at the time?
Obviously, there's 2 teams in Scotland. Celtic, obviously the better team, and the bigger team. But until I moved here, I don't think I did know quite how big the club was. As soon as I got here, the fans were just incredible. They were so welcoming. They messaged me on social media, just little things, just welcome to the club, which, I've never had from anywhere else, because obviously the fan base hasn't been anywhere as big as what it is here. And I think that truly showed how big that club was, literally just from the fans alone.
In terms of a relocation, so you've left home, you've left your family, you've left a full-time job, you've left a relationship to come to Celtic.
Yeah.
How hard has that been?
I think when I first came, it was really difficult. It all happened so quickly, so it didn't even give me a chance to sort of think about what I was leaving, moving away from parents, from the boyfriend, and from friends. It just didn't really, I didn't think how hard it was going to be until I got here, and it was difficult, and I was quite homesick to start off with. But then, to be honest, lockdown kind of helped that. So throughout lockdown, obviously being back with them, and then I was able to actually prepare myself to coming back up here. And this time round, it's a lot easier. Obviously still miss everyone, but it's made it a little bit more enjoyable this time round, just because I've had the time to prepare that I'm moving 330 miles back up north away from everyone.
Yeah. So during COVID, during the lockdown, me and you've got a very good relationship. I know that you love being in the gym, you love being out training. Yeah. I genuinely don't think I've got a client that works as hard as you away from training. You genuinely never stop. How hard was COVID and the lockdown period?
It was hard. There were things made a bit easier because me being someone that can't sit down for long, I've always got to be out doing something. We sort of like made our own little gym in the conservatory made of climbing ropes and stuff like that with my dad, so that made life a little bit easier, so I actually had something to do. And also my head teacher from my last school at Stanground, Gary, he told me that I could use the school pitch, so that was all right because I knew all the codes to get in there. I wasn't breaking and entering. I was allowed in there, and I was waiting until the police came to kick me off, but they didn't, thankfully. But so I was allowed in there. I could train there, run about there, because obviously it got to the point where the parks were closed, didn't it? But it was all right. I think it's also helpful the fact that my boyfriend plays football. He's very fit and healthy. My whole family, they're all, fit freaks, if you will. So we're always like helping each other, pushing each other, motivating each other, and that definitely helped me through lockdown, getting myself out and doing stuff.
Who's a better footballer?
He says me and I say him.
Oh, okay.
We're both very different footballers. He's playing centre mid. He's an attacking player in his team, and obviously I'm definitely not. I'm the centre back really. He can't tackle at all. Bless him. He can't do any big tackles. He'll ring me and he'll tell me if he's done a big tackle. Like, oh, you'd have been proud of my tackle. I did a proper Jodie tackle today. But yeah, no, I think he technically is a very good footballer.
Okay. 18 months ago, did you think that you would be a professional footballer within 18 months? Did you always have that self-belief?
I mean, I always had belief that I would do something, and I just, pushed myself to go as far as I could go. If it meant that I got a professional contract, absolutely fantastic. I've made it. I've done it. Buzzing. If it just meant that I got to a certain level and I couldn't push any further, then I've tried my best. I did always have belief. There's no point in doing something if you don't believe in yourself. And I got the reward in the end, definitely.
Celtic Rangers. How excited?
I can't wait. Honestly, I cannot wait. I love derby games. I love big clashes like that. And I think the thing that I'm most disappointed about with that is the fact that at the moment the fans can't be there, and the passion that the fans bring and the atmosphere that the fans will bring to a big derby game like that. I'm gutted that they're not going to be there, but we'll obviously make our own atmosphere. We know that people will be watching games like that. And yeah, I'm excited for games.